Now this form we have designed. Now in output it was like this. Now we have started validation and we have made one restriction that without typing name here user cannot submit this. Okay, for that what we have, so first of all, in source, this is design. So in source we have that, let's create that function. So how to create function? Right click here, go to form properties, then go to advanced edit. In advanced edit, what we have done, we have clicked on JavaScript event. Here in JavaScript event, there are so many events and we have selected on submit. That means we have used one function with this submit button. So when user will click on this submit button, then this function will be called. Okay. So on submit event will do what? It will give control to this function. So this function name is user defined. You can give any name here as function name, like check form or validation or HTML validation, whatever name you want to keep, you can keep here as your function name. And each function has parenthesis. Okay, like this. Function name is, after that function name we use parenthesis. So this parenthesis defines what? Arguments for that function. So what is argument that we are going to see in code? And this is return keyword, which transfers control after clicking on submit button to this check function. Okay, so whatever is defined inside this check function is executed. So they created one function. Now go to source. Now after creating this function, in your form tag you will get that function coding here. This is on submit is equal to return check. So this will be done automatically as soon as you create that function and link it with on submit event. Now till now we have just created one function only. Now we are supposed to give arguments, means what this function is about to do. So for that, first of all, between head and slash head, this is slash head. Okay, so this is head section. Between these two tags we are going to introduce one more tag or element, that is script. So using this script we can include JavaScript in our web page, HTML page. So now in script we are initializing this function. We are initializing a function named check. Okay, to initialize a function, keyword is function. So function, then name of that function. Now this name must be same as what we have defined in that JavaScript event here. Means it is case sensitive also. So compulsorily these two must match in case also. So and spelling also you have to check. So it is recommended to use a single letter word for a function, so that spelling mistake errors can be removed or avoided. Now this is scope of function, from the first curly bracket that opens here after function, and this is closed. Okay, so between this we are defining this function, what this function is going to do here. So first of all we are creating a variable. So what is a variable? A variable is a named location in storage. Okay, so you are defining a location with name X on your storage device. So now some amount of memory will be reserved, and this X will hold some value. So which value you want to store there in X, that we are going to define in this way. the location of that value. Okay, this is value which is stored inside name field. Okay, which one is name field? This one. Okay, so when we have created this field, we have given field name, that is name. Okay, so that name is used here in script coding. Okay, so name, that is field name where this value is. Then this name field is where? In feedback form. In feedback form. Okay, so there are multiple fields in this form. Name of this form is what? Feedback. Okay, so this name should be there. So this is feedback. And the first thing, that is document, that is your whole HTML file. This one, feedback form 1.html. But here we are not going to write feedback form 1, but we are writing document. That means this document, in this document there is one section called feedback. Okay, this name we have given to the form that we have created here. So there is one section called feedback, and inside that feedback form there is a field called name. In name field, whatever value is there, X has to store it. Okay, X will get that value. Now that location X has some value that is typed by user in name field. So now we are checking, okay, if the value stored in X is null, this is OR symbol. Two pipe symbol or two vertical bars is called OR symbol or condition. Okay, so there are two conditions. So either this or this will match, then this will happen. Okay, so when OR operator is used, at that time whatever comes after that condition will get executed when at least one condition becomes true. So if this is true, then also this will happen. If this is true, then also this will happen. Now notice this, there are two double equal to sign. So double equal to sign in programming is equality check. It checks whether value on right hand side is equal to left hand side or not. Okay, so it is checking whether both these are same value or not. So result of this is what? Yes or no. Okay, both this will be equal, that is yes. If both are different, then it is no. So there are only two possibilities in equality check, yes or no. So if it is null, or this is for blank, two quotes. Okay, so if it is null or blank, then this is going to happen. What is that? This is alert. Okay, this is inbuilt function that gives a dialog box in output. Okay, so that in that dialog box, whatever you want to show to user, type it here in double quotes. Okay, so please enter your name. Now user will get that this text, and then he will type on OK. Okay, there will be buttons also to interact. So OK, when user types, then what will happen? Now we want to bring user's focus, user's cursor on the field where he has to do something. So which field is this? Name field. So we are bringing focus in name fields. So using this focus function, cursor will come to name field. So again, location, to give location, method is same, document dot feedback form dot name field, and this is inbuilt function focus, which brings cursor in this field. Now finally last line is what? Return false. Okay, it will again exit this function code. Okay, so this is the last line that we are going to use every time we use one condition. So return false. Now let's see this. Still there is no error. So now how to check where we have done any mistake? So go to source. Now from here coding starts. So this name we have already seen, it is matching with that what we have used in form properties, that we have used in form properties. Okay, so now we are going to check whether these names are proper or not. Okay, so document spelling is okay, yes. Feedback, so form name is feedback or not, that we are going to check now. So here in form properties, see this, we have committed spelling mistake here. Okay, so I am making this correction, feedback. Okay, D was not there earlier. Saving again, clicking on browse button. Now without typing anything, I am going to submit this. Now you can see this, please enter your name. Okay, whatever we have written in that code part, it is showing this alert message. Alert message is there, please enter your name. Okay, it is showing that. Now when I click on OK, my cursor should come to this place in name field. Okay, that is function of focus function. So I am clicking here OK. Now you can see that this field gets highlighted and cursor is here. So that is the duty focus function that we have used, this one. Okay, so focus comes to name field. Now let's see when we type something whether it is allowing us to go further or not. B, B, C, D. Now submit. Now that dialog box is not coming. That means now this check is complete. Okay. Now same way there are events about. Okay. Now where this event you can see, go to right click, form properties, advanced edit, JavaScript event, and then these are events. Okay. So according to this about, that is when an image is loading and when you this event is called, okay, it is cancelled, that image will stop loading on your page. Then blur, so when any object like radio button or checkbox becomes inactive, that means user is not able to select that, that is blur event. Then click, when user is going to click on some part of that form, and when something happens, then click on click event is there. Okay, before this, for each event there is on abort, on blur, on click, on change, like that. This is on change event where user is changing a form field. Okay, any value in that form field, when user is going to change, at that time on change event is happening. Then on error, when document or image stops due to some error, at that time on error event is there. Then on focus, okay, that is elements such as button becomes active. On load one part to another, that is on mouse out. On mouse out over, that means when I move my mouse pointer from one place to that particular part. Reset, user clicks on reset button, then it is set to default values, that is if it is blank, again all fields. On select, be a button, radio button or checkbox, or button like reset submit also. Submit event, when user submits a form. Okay, so on submit event what we are doing, we are sending that data to abc.html. Okay, so on submit, this data goes to this location, action URL. Then unload, user leaves a page when user moves out of that page, whether forward or backward. Now I'm adding one more field, that is for code. Okay, so here I'm leaving one space in code. Okay, here again it is syntax field, so form field, text pin code. Same name I am keeping here. Okay, and I am clicking on OK. Save this and browse. So what happens now if A, B, C, D? I have written this. Now in pin code, as we know that pin code is having 6 digit only. So if I write here ABC 3 A B C D E F, I am using more than 6 characters, and instead of numbers, when I click on submit button, it is not showing it. So now we want to make that restriction. The user can more than 6 characters, as well as user cannot any other character which is not number. Okay, so for that, now once we have created one function, we don't need to function for each validation. Let's go in source part. So now the same thing here, we are going to create variable y. It is not compulsory to create variable in the beginning, so you can create variable as and where you require it before using its value. Okay, so now we have created one variable y, which is taking its value from pin code field in this feedback form in this document. So now this function's scope ends from here to here, this, okay, which is checking whether name field is empty or not. Now after now we are going to use another if. Now you can see this is scope of functions. Okay, this is scope of function, check function, and this is scope of this condition. So for before ending this function scope, we have to use this if. Okay, we cannot use it after this. Otherwise, if we do that, then it will not work with this function. Okay, it will be not checked. This function is called. So if y double equal to sign, then blank. For blank, we are using two double quote is n a n. Okay, y. This we have to remember. Okay, is small, not an n, both n are capital. This has to be taken care of. Then y dot length greater than 6 or y dot length 6. Now bracket over. Now there are 4 conditions. If we have to restrict user from submitting this form. Okay, so first of all, we are creating alert message so that user can come to know what mistake he has committed. So please enter proper pin code. Semicolon. This is when semicolon is encountered, that means statement is over. Okay, this is statement which is ends with semicolon sign, and this is not a statement, this is condition. Okay, here we cannot use semicolon. If you use semicolon here, then this condition will not work. Now focus function document dot feedback dot in feedback form there is pin code field dot focus. So earlier we brought focus into name field. See this name focus here. When this is wrong, or if any one of this condition match, then focus we are bringing in pin code field and return false okay, to exit this coding part of condition. Okay, now we have saved this, browse it. Already we have seen this ABCD. I am typing there in pin code. Now first of all I am leaving it blank. So let's check. Show it. Please enter proper pin code. Now I am typing something 1, 2, 3 ABCDEF. Okay. Now again please enter proper pin code because alphabets are there. Now I am going to write characters. We have limited it for 6 only, not more than 6, not less than 6. Okay. So again it is showing error. Now less than 6. Okay. Now I am typing 6 only. Now it is allowing us to do that. Okay. So these two validations we have seen and how it works. So here what is important, first of all, create a function, then create variable, then the condition that you want to put a form. So for each field you can put a condition where you can restrict user from doing mistakes. This is again, now in this we have created, we have checked for conditions in one statement, one single effort only. This is first, this is first, this is, and this is fourth one. Okay. Same thing you can do like this also. If this is null, alert, focus, and return false. Okay. Then if this is blank, you can do this. So one for one by one also you can this block of if. Okay. If you don't want to use at once. So here this or this also you can put separately like this is nan and blank. So when this method is useful, when you want to show different messages in different cases. So here in this when blank we are giving alert message, enter the pin code proper. Here if it is not a number, then please enter a number, and if length is not matching, please enter a 6-digit number. Okay, like that. So this we are going to when you want to customize all alert messages.